Ladies and gentlemen, did you miss us? Welcome back to another episode of Shooting the Shit with Dave and Izzy. I am Izzy,
I'm Dave.
and here we go, man. Let's
We're
just get
back.
right into it, man. Yeah, holy shit. It has been a minute. How are you, my man?
Not too bad, man. Hanging in there, just doing what I got to do. Work, school, just all the adulting that needs to get done
I
while
feel
trying
it.
to deal with all this nonsense that's happening around us with in the sports and wrestling and entertainment. A lot has happened, and I know we have nowhere near enough time to go over it. Hopefully we can catch up on some things. I know this guy right here has been chomping at the bit to get to Dylan Brooks. So he's got something for him. I got something for Idris Adebayo. We will take care of him later for the rant of the week. But let's get into it, bud. How was your weekend? Lots of wrestling.
Yeah, man, massive amount of wrestling this past weekend. We're coming off the heels of Double or Nothing last night and Night of Champions on Saturday, and the other thing that happened this weekend, I don't even know what that was.
Yeah, it was terrible. It was awful. I didn't even know how that was. If people had to actually pay for that, I would be very angry. Um,
Uh,
yeah, it was not that NXT pay-per-view was just not what I expect. It's just how crazy how far it's come in a bad way, in a negative way from
right.
what it once was. It was just something that was better than the main roster shows. People would be looking forward to the NXT's pay-per-view way more than the main roster pay-per-view of that weekend. And
Absolutely.
now it's just, I mean, it's bad. I mean, I rather watch like MLW and Impact and all that stuff. They actually do better pay-per-views than that shit. That's for sure. Um, yeah, I just wasn't a fan. And then you were saying about Double or Nothing. I just wasn't a fan either of that. I struggled to get through it, dude. I powered through, I got through it. The final match, I almost turned it off.
Okay,
Um,
so right before we get to Double or Nothing, I just want to give you a little
go for it.
fun fact about NXT Battleground. That was the I haven't watched it yet, but I believe that was the same arena where Shawn Michaels lost his smile or something like that.
I have no idea. I don't even know where they were.
Uh
I have no
oh,
idea.
no. That was the same arena where I don't know if you remember where Shawn Michaels was supposed to face Triple H for the European Championship, and they kind of did the finger poke of doom before the finger poke of doom. If you kind of catch my drift, Shawn
Yeah.
just kind of laid down for Triple H, and Triple H won the European Championship. I think that's the same arena. But
I
anyway,
don't even remember.
yeah, no, let's get into Double or Nothing, man. You said you weren't a fan of it. I mean, like what exactly according to you was wrong?
It's just I think the whole show is just kind of slopped together. Um, I really had no interest or intrigue in any of the matches. That fatal four-way for the title, boring. Nope, I'm good. Just get these pillars out of here, except for MJF. It's like you guys are not main eventers. Like, get the hell off my TV. Like that match did not feel like a championship match, like a title match. I don't know why. It just did not feel that way. I feel like they're just trying to put them up there way too soon. Um,
um
Trying to give them get these guys to be main eventers when their whole roster is already filled with main event guys. Like, I mean, what are you going to do if you make these guys main eventers? You're not going to have any mid carders, whatever. But I mean, I digress. That's, that wasn't really the issue. I just wasn't really intrigued at all. I mean, I watched it thinking, they only have 4 or 5 pay-per-views a year, so they got to have bangers.
right.
And this one was not that. It was just up and down, up and down. That whole Chris Statlander thing was weird. That's a crappy way for Jade to lose it, but I guess it makes sense. You don't want her to lose in a normal match. But that last match, I'm done. No, I don't want no anarchy in no fucking arenas anymore. If I have to listen to that motherfucking Wild Thing song one more motherfucking time, I swear to God, it just turned me off to the whole match. I got so irritated after about the fourth or fifth time they started playing it. I'm done, and I just tuned out. I got on my phone and it was playing in the background, and then it finished, and I was like, off, done.
That
So yeah,
was
that was my Double or Nothing experience.
for me, the whole thing is, and I've said this to several other people who've asked me what I thought about the whole build up to Double or Nothing. I think the
Awful.
fact that it took like Double or Nothing for me kind of took a backseat because of the whole announcement with All In, the whole London show, and then you got this whole CM Punk thing, which AEW Collision. Is he coming back? Is he not coming back? That whole announcement, it kind of, diluted the fact that Double or Nothing is coming up because everybody's looking past Double or Nothing to the Wembley show, and then you got an AEW Collision. So that's kind of my thing. It kind of took a back seat due to all the other stuff that you have going on around it that you didn't have enough time to properly build and gauge people's interest in this pay-per-view.
Well, then don't buy other wrestling promotions. How about that?
Yeah.
Focus on the one you have. It's like I'm not excited for that All In. I'm not. After watching this, I'm good, man. I'm sorry. I'm honestly like I rather just watch like maybe like Main Event or something if they even still have that garbage.
Yeah, I
Uh
believe it's still on somewhere, somehow. I don't know.
yeah, I just wasn't a fan. The whole thing. I there wasn't even a match that I could point to say that I enjoyed that match. Um, Not a single one of them. I got, like I said, I got through it. I powered through. Just waiting for something big to happen. Thinking, you know, they're gonna make this a big show. They're gonna make a big splash. It's been horrible for an hour. It's been horrible for 2 hours. They got to make a big splash now. Make up for it. Nothing. I might be in the minority.
No,
Uh,
no. So technically, I don't know how often we say this on the show, but Jim Cornette kind of echoed your sentiments, and when he put out a statement on his podcast this morning, saying that in part, I've never seen a 4 hour car crash where it was doomed from the start, or and to the final skid mark was laid down or something like that. Yeah. So basically,
that's
he thought it was a.
very accurate. That's exactly how I felt. Like I felt like I was just watching and I was like cringing through it, just like, ooh, this is bad. Ooh, this is uncomfortably bad. He nailed it. Wow, I never thought I would agree with him.
Yeah,
That
no,
guy
that's.
he's just a pure hater though, so I think he just hates AEW. It doesn't matter. AEW could put on the greatest show of all time and he'll find something wrong with it and something to shit on it. So I don't agree with him in that sense, but that's my sentiment as well. Like I felt like I was just watching, like I just wanted it to be done for their sake, not even for mine. I'm just like, this is uncomfortable. I'm like, I don't like this. This is not a good. I mean, the card was okay. It just was not a good pay-per-view. It's not up to their standards.
You know what it is? It's not even that, like, and Tony Khan is like, this seems to, we've touched on it before on the show, and we've touched on it before where we say that the car, it's just too much. Like, you're trying to over deliver, but like now it's more prevalent than ever. I don't know if you've been watching the reincarnation of Ring of Honor, but the other day, like I think this past week's episode was a 3 hour show.
Damn. For Ring of Honor?
Yeah. Like an episode of Ring of Honor television. It was not a pay-per-view. It wasn't a special. It was just a
3 hours?
yeah, yeah. It had 19 matches
Oh,
in total, yeah.
Lord, no way. Yeah,
Yeah.
see, like you gotta give me a break, man. Like have something, have like a sketch here and there, like an interview, like mix it up. That's just yeah, it's too many matches crammed in there. It's like, they don't have a lot of pay-per-views, so everyone wants to get on, you want to get everybody on there. And it just doesn't work out that way. You're just piling everybody in there, trying to give them a match, trying to give them some time on the
For
pay per
real,
view.
like that's what do you call it? That's kind of the equivalent of what they did with AEW Grand Slam when they recorded, because in past years, I don't know how they're gonna do it this year, but if they fucking record a 3 hour Ring of Honor followed by fucking AEW Dynamite Grand Slam and then followed by Rampage, yo,
I
I'm
don't think they'll
leaving.
do that.
I'm leaving right after, like, I'm leaving right after Dynamite, or fucking
Yeah,
right before Dynamite, because, like, come on, man.
they
No,
may they may just do. they'll just record, maybe a match or two.
Yeah, they
They're
need to
they're not
do
going to
like
record an
a
entire episode.
they need to do like a fucking like an hour Ring of Honor like it used to be fun. Hour of Ring of Honor, and if you're building to a pay-per-view, maybe add an extra half hour, hour and a half, fine, but not a fucking 3 hour show for a standard episode of Ring of Honor.
Yeah, well, I mean, I can't even say that I watch it anyway. I try to once in a while to check in,
Yeah.
but just there's already enough stuff to watch. Especially like with the playoffs here, playoffs going on. So we definitely got to get into that.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get into it, all right.
Yep, yep. But yeah, like I said, it was a cool wrestling weekend. Except I just was not happy with Sunday's um festivities. Saturday was decent. It is what it was supposed to be.
Right.
More of a build up for the bloodline storyline. Yeah, it was a decent pay-per-view. It's just a little. I got my knocks on it too, especially when it comes to like Bianca and Asuka. It was just like an okay match. They could
Yeah.
have done so much better. I think it's just because they're overdoing it. I think the title change should have happened at Mania. Um,
And okay,
just because it's like this draft thing. It's screwing everything up. It's like if you have a SmackDown Women's Champion, why are you going to draft her to Raw? If you have
that
the Raw Women's Champion, why are you going to draft her to SmackDown?
that's
Now
the
you
fucking
got this
problem.
stupid shit where you have two strong champions that need to lose this title somehow, or you're going to be doing that stupid handoff flip flop thing that's
That's
just
the
retarded. So it's
oh
just
my
like they put
God.
themselves in a bad situation from the start, and they haven't been able to get themselves out of it. And I guess this is their attempt of doing it, and I it's sloppy. I think it made Bianca look
That's
bad.
the fucking problem. Like you just hit the nail on the head. Like how like if you're gonna fucking like if you're gonna draft the champions, like have them take their respective titles with them. Don't have the fucking Raw Women's Champion on SmackDown and then the fucking SmackDown Women's Champion on Raw. Just just what are you gonna do? Like you're not you didn't even make the belt swap. At least last time you did that, you drafted last time you did that, you Becky and Charlotte switched brands, and they took the championships with them.
Yeah, but I mean, at the same time, it's just like they did it. It's ruining booking. It's really putting a strain on them. And then they did it with the champion, the heavyweight title too. I mean, you're
Oh,
not gonna how you gonna have a Raw championship versus with Seth Rollins at Raw and AJ Styles from SmackDown? And
uh,
like what?
I believe their logic for that one was that the that due to the NFL, I mean NHL and NBA playoffs, they needed to kind of bolster competition to kind of take eyes away from there and get more eyes glued to the product. So that's why they put SmackDown superstars on
But
in
that
the
still
Raw
doesn't help
Championship Channel.
anything. That's not gonna help your fucking ratings. I'm not gonna. Oh, look at this! They have a Raw title with SmackDown competitors going after it. Let me just turn off this Heat game and watch that bullshit. Oh,
well,
fuck out of here.
we both know that you're not gonna do that, but I'm just saying maybe they thought that it would help by putting.
Man, this Vince must have been hanging out over there backstage too
God
long
damn
because
it!
it's starting to get that feel again, that Vince feel. Because that's just stupid. I mean, that's two instances where this stupid freaking draft that makes no sense because people are still going to wherever they want to go anyway.
That's true.
So I'm just like, just scrap this whole draft bullshit. It's a grab for ratings. I get it. It's like a little event to start the year. It's like their season premiere kind of bull thing, but it's not working out. It's putting themselves in a corner, and it's definitely making booking decisions very difficult for them.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the WWE and UFC merger. We haven't touched on that yet, but what did you think when that announcement was made?
Um, it is what it is. We were expecting the sale. I think it could be cool. I don't see really anything changing with UFC or with WWE. They're still going to be their separate things. Um, I think maybe in the future there could be a possibility of, like Conor McGregor or something like that, making an appearance, somebody with a mouth, somebody that
Right.
could really talk shit. Maybe like a Derek Lewis, but he might be a little too raw for the PG-13 product. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It doesn't really change much. I think it's just crazy how they don't give a shit and they want Vince McMahon there, and it's like they don't care about the public perception. Um, that company's always been like that, with Dana White
Yeah.
as the leader. They don't give a fuck what people say or think. They're gonna make money whether you like it or not, and that's what they do. So they still think Vince is a good businessman, and they want him to still be around. But as long as his hands are not on the product and he's just doing business shit, hey, go for it. But just leave the product alone. I'm done, bro. Like,
Yeah. And okay, so I know you haven't said anything yet, so I'm just gonna bring it up. But what about your boy Cody Rhodes? What do you think? What is he? What is your perception of him right now?
uh, oh, I don't know. I think they don't know what they're gonna do with him. That's what it feels like. It feels like, I mean, they did it right. You're not gonna have Brock lose to somebody with a broken arm or, a broken arm. But it is what it is. You gotta have time. You gotta take some time until the next Mania. You don't want to give him that Intercontinental title part two, or what is it, the heavyweight title?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Just
yeah. The
that secondary
consolation
title.
prize.
Yeah, that thing is not even higher than the US title in my opinion. I think that's like the fourth ranked belt. Um, but yeah, I think they're just kind of you got to prolong it a little bit, get closer to Mania, build something up that way. I don't know if it's going to be a Money in the Bank situation. Um, there's just you can't you can't really put your finger on it because it's just like the booking has been kind of like all over the place, with everything but the Bloodline.
Yeah, oh man, yeah. The
That's
bloodline
like
has
the only stable thing that's been going on. I think everything else has been kind of, they're
yeah,
waiting to do something bigger. Um, I just think it's like, they're kind of like just pushing it out a little. So
yeah, yeah.
closer to like maybe like a SummerSlam thing, and then we'll be back on track hopefully.
Yeah.
Because I can't stay. WWE is the only thing I watch. At this point, I'm going back and forth. I was all in with AEW. AEW became Tony Khan became Vince McMahon Jr.
Oh, let's not. Did you watch the buy-in or did you just watch the pay-per-view?
I watched a little bit of the buy-in towards the end. I didn't
Yeah.
watch
Did
the whole
you?
thing.
Okay, so you did catch that horrible segment with Tony Khan and Martha Hart, correct? Where they were announcing the beginning of the
Oh
main
yeah,
segment,
yeah.
and
Oh
yeah.
yeah. I was watching it from afar. Yeah, it was. I don't understand. Like this guy is so cringy. He's so weird. Like even when he goes on TV, Millette will tell me like I feel so uncomfortable just looking at him. Like he's just like he's so like cringy. He's like tonight we do this. I'm like, oh my god, he's so awkward. I'm like, I don't know
Yeah,
what it is, but it's just, man, I don't know. I think he's just got too much on his plate. He's just trying to do too much all by himself. He doesn't want to like delegate, give other people, roles as writers and stuff like that. I'm sure he has a few, but you have two freaking wrestling companies, you have a soccer team, you work for the football team as well. There's not enough like Red Bull and Monsters to really keep you going that long. You can, I mean, you could get the job done, but the problem is the quality. What's the quality going to be like?
right, right.
And I think it's you can see the quality of AEW is suffering because of the acquisition of Ring of Honor.
Yeah, and again, if you listen to our past episodes, even before the acquisition of Ring of Honor, we called this. We said that we did not want this to happen, and here it is, it's happening.
Yep, that's what it is. I'm sure if we went back, there's plenty of episodes where we've have nailed tons of things.
Oh yeah,
We're
absolutely.
usually pretty spot on with when it comes to professional wrestling. Uh, it's uh, it's been in our blood our whole life, so
Yeah.
it's pretty easy to see. And plus, these mistakes have been made by other people before.
Hmm.
So it's like people have these big egos. They think, oh, well, he couldn't get it done, but I can. Let me show that I can do it. And
And
it leads to repeated failure.
That's Tony Khan's whole fucking thing. Like, oh, Vince McMahon didn't do this, but I'm gonna do it.
Yeah,
Like,
you know.
that's your whole thing.
He's like, oh, or maybe Vince failed at it, or somebody else failed at it. Oh, I can do this better.
Right.
There's a reason for failure. You have to learn from it. Don't do it yourself.
Yeah.
Learn from someone else's mistake. Be like, that doesn't look like it's gonna really help be beneficial. I mean, it gives you an extra show to put people on your ridiculously huge roster, but it's too much unless you delegate and just if he gives it up and just says, here, this is the person that runs it, this is the creative team for Ring of Honor. That's the only way that you could really like do like a major acquisition like that,
Yeah. And
without
now,
ruining the main without ruining your original product.
right. And now you have a whole nother show coming into the fold, AEW Collision on Saturday nights, which is a stupid idea because
And it's gonna be the same nonsense. It's gonna be like having a completely different company as well, because now you're gonna have like a roster split because people can't get along and this and that. So it's like Saturday's gonna be like the CM Punk brand, and then
then on
Wednesday is
Wednesdays you
gonna be
got
the Elite
Dynamite.
brand. Like, so it's just like man,
Yeah.
it's starting to look a little bleak. The writing is on the wall. The only difference is it's their money.
Yeah.
Um, I think it's just like if the plug gets pulled by Turner, which I don't think they will do because they're happy with just,
Yeah,
they're happy with
Warner
what they're
Brothers
getting.
and Turner, yeah, they're there. Everybody's just, yeah.
But I
So,
just, I
so
just don't.
one happy family over there.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how long that lasts for because I know I don't. I was diehard AEW, and even before it came about, I was a diehard fan of a lot of the guys that started with AEW. That's why I was so happy that it came about. But it's just I'm bored. I see the change. It's not something that, it's maybe, oh yeah, it's because you've been watching it for 4 or 5 years. No, it's the product's completely different from when
Yeah.
it started to now. It's a completely different product, and I'm not a fan. I just don't like it. I feel like they're trying to be like WWE now,
Yeah.
in their little cute way, like trying to be cute and look like WWE instead of just sticking to what made it good. And I'm good, man. If it, of course I'll tune in, if something starts, things start picking up, but I'm good, man. Right now, I'm all out.
Yes, All Out takes place the week after the event in London, and I swear to God, that's not even a joke. That's 100% accurate.
But yeah, man. So what are your thoughts with the this Double or Nothing? You had Night of
Um,
Champions. What do you think was the best show?
I enjoyed a little bit of Double or Nothing because I'm really enjoying the House of Black right now. I think they're just killing it.
I I,
Uh
I have to agree with you there.
they're just killing it, and also of course the Acclaimed. I've always been a fan of the Acclaimed,
I'm a
and
huge
whatever.
fan of them too.
Yeah,
It's
what
just what are they doing with them?
yeah,
They have
that's
such good momentum. Like keep it going.
yeah, like
It's
I
not
mean,
done yet.
yeah, for like I was there the night that they won the AEW Tag Team Championships, and that was just an electric feeling, not after not being able to get the job done at All Out, and then winning it like 2 weeks later at Grand Slam. It was just the right time, and then Tony Khan, that's something that he actually got right with the Acclaimed, pulling the trigger, and but since then, man, they as great as Max Caster and Anthony Bones are, they've cooled off, and it's not their fault. It's poor booking.
Yeah. That's what it is. It was definitely the booking. Um, I don't think they're cooled off. Yeah, like you said, it's not their fault. It's not anything they did to,
Oh,
cool off,
absolutely not.
lose
No.
steam. It's the booking, and it's just having way too many tag teams in there. Um, you can't give every team a belt.
Yeah,
You're already messing around having a Ring of Honor title, and because they're not separate brands right now, because they're appearing, all these
everybody
ROH
bleeds.
things are, yeah, appearing on Dynamite, and vice versa. So until that gets separated, like it's just annoying. Just have
And
one title, one tag team title for this brand,
but
this title.
did he not fucking state that when he bought Ring of Honor that this was gonna be its whole separate, this was gonna be its own separate entity and not bleed?
Yes and no. Um, he said it, but I don't think he had a time frame in mind. I'm sure eventually they're gonna try and get there. I guess this is like a feeling out process, like seeing how the brand is gonna work, who should be in it. Um, as its own brand, you're not gonna be making big time bucks on Ring of
Yeah,
Honor. So just I guess having it as a developmental kind of thing, maybe, or something for like original Ring of Honor members to be a part of, or I don't know. I just don't know how he's gonna get that return for
yeah.
what they paid. So that's the only kind of thing that just a little confusing. But yeah, man. So what else? You had the Acclaim, you had House of Black.
Um, I okay, before I get to the next thing, shout out to Jay Briscoe, man, rest in peace. Since the last time we recorded, he passed. Jay Briscoe tragically passed away, one half of probably the greatest tag team in the last 20 years, the Briscoes. Well, you shout out to Jay Briscoe, man, he rest in peace. But what do you call it? What else? Let's see. What else did I enjoy about All In? I
You
mean,
gotta think about it that hard.
yeah, the actually I kind of enjoyed the little train wreck with Sabu and during the Adam Cole and Chris Jericho match.
Dude, I couldn't even. I started watching it and I just couldn't stick with it. I was just so just like, oh God, this is gonna be a long night. This is how we're starting. I'm just like, Jesus Christ. I don't like why? Why Sabu? Like what the fuck does he have to do with anything?
I mean, you couldn't call Bobby Fish back. I mean, what is he doing now?
Shit, I would have just done that. I would have done like Bobby Fish, and I know Kyle's hurt, but what, he can't stand? He can't just like stand outside the ring,
Yeah, exactly.
Just like do
Give him
like
a
an
little bit, you know?
yeah, yeah, just like a little enforcer kind of thing. But
Oh no, they got an enforcer, all right.
why? It makes no sense.
And
No
then they
sense.
had him. That was purely a fucking Tony Khan fantasy right there.
Yes, absolutely.
Him doing that
Absolutely.
top
I
rope
was
spot
just
right
gonna say that.
there.
That motherfucker was like probably like, oh my goodness, like all the guys that I saw when I was young. Oh, like he probably gave him the most awkward hug ever.
Oh, yeah. I don't want to know. Thank God.
A TK hug. TK hugs. Oh,
Yeah, thank God he didn't do
those
that.
things are brutal.
Thank God he didn't do that at the media scrum because then we've all would have saw it and then yeah, it would have just been crazy.
Yeah, seriously.
Jesus
Cringy ass
Christ.
hug.
Oh yeah, actually he did pull one of those off on I don't know if you saw the media scrum, the post media scrum when he was hugging Tony Storm. She kind of gave me the like what the fuck are you doing kind of look when he was
Yeah.
hugging her.
Oh my God, that's funny. Yeah, no, I didn't. I was done. Once that thing was done, that pay-per-view was over, I was just like, oh God, I'm done with this shit.
Oh
Not
my
gonna
goodness.
continue wasting more time than I already have.
And speaking of being done, we are not done with this show. We got some more stuff coming up, so stick around. Oh man, so jumping right back into things, man. All right, let's talk about the NBA playoffs, man. It has been a tough go for both of our teams. I mean, the Lakers got swept by the Denver Nuggets in the Western Conference Finals. Uh,
I
yeah,
wouldn't necessarily say tough go. I would say pretty epic playoff. A 7 seed doesn't usually get disappointed with losing in the Western Conference Finals, whether it's a sweep or not. An 8 seed,
Yeah,
blowing a 3-0 lead that in a series that they should not even be in. These are things that you got to remember. Um, it's not, yeah, of course, it sucks. It's disappointing, but at the same time, these teams are overachieving like motherfuckers.
right.
And they've had, I mean, those are great playoff runs. I think this is one of the most legendary playoff runs ever by the Heat. Um, it won't be remembered in the right way if they lose tonight. Tonight is the biggest it's a legacy game. This is Jimmy Butler's entire career on the line in one game. It's very unfair to do. It sucks to have to do that to a player. Especially if they have a long career, you want to remember, this part, the college days, this there'll be only one thing people remember Jimmy Butler for, and he'll be the guy that could not put Boston down when they were up 3-0. And that's something you don't want to be remembered for. You don't want to be that one. I believe the record is 150 and 0.
Yes.
So you don't want to be that one in 150 and 1. It's do or die for him. It sucks that it's the whole team. But everyone's gonna remember. It's just all Jimmy. Playoff Jimmy got him there, and if they lose, it's gonna be because of playoff Jimmy. So
Yeah, you and I were talking a little bit off here, and you mentioned Bam Adebayo. No, I haven't been able to really like watch that series, but like what's going on with Bam Adebayo that you mentioned him that he needs to step up too.
he just has to show up. I mean, he's honestly last game he played was the worst game I've ever seen an NBA player ever like participate in. It was just embarrassing. I was embarrassed for him. I was embarrassed for the organization. I'm just like, this guy's a max player. Like, great. Oh, he does all the intangibles. He does this. He's a great. I'm like, I don't give a shit. All these intangibles. Intangibles don't get you 5 year, 195 million. Okay,
That's true.
intangibles is a fucking role player. Okay, you have intangibles, 5 million, 5 million a year. You're a fucking max player. You're a superstar. Play
Yeah.
like it. Like it's fucking. I'm just so done. Like I would compare him to A-Rod. I would. No, when things are going great and the team is up by 15 points, he'll give you, a 30-point game. You know, when things are going bad and you need him, he disappears.
Damn.
And that's just how it is. He disappears, and I don't know what he can't handle the ball anymore. You got to give some credit to the defense, but it's just like he's missing wide open like bunnies right around the rim. And it's getting so frustrating because this is a year after year thing. This is supposed to be your second fucking superstar. And
Yeah.
every playoff, it's the same shit with him. Jimmy can't do it by himself. And I think if he has a bad game tonight and they do get eliminated, and I think they have to explore trying to get rid of him, try to get a trade, get someone else in because it's not working. It works great for the regular season, but if you want to get that championship, Jimmy doesn't have that much time left.
Hmm.
So your window is
And
very small. That window is maybe a year or two left.
that Boston crowd is going to be
It's going to
extremely
be
tough.
electric. It's going to be ridiculous. It's not even just that. It's going to sound like I'm being a sore loser, whatever, but I'm not because money talks. Money talks. You think the league wants Miami and Denver? They're already pissed at Denver.
Yeah, they wanted LeBron in the finals again.
Oh my God. They wanted LeBron and Tatum. They wanted Lakers Celtics because that's big money. Denver being in there, they're already like, damn it. And there's nothing they could do about it because Denver handled business.
Yeah, no, exactly. I'm
But
not gonna sit here and I'm not
here, it's a
gonna
little, if it's close, you can make a call here and there,
yeah.
to make sure that Boston gets the advances. That's going to be a lot of, when I talk about a lot of money, dude, I'm talking about multi, like at least I'm trying to even fathom how much money the NBA makes or loses on the decision of this game tonight.
Oh yeah, yeah. Denver
You
and
know what I mean?
Boston.
Like the difference between a Boston final and a Miami final in money and income and ratings is going
Yeah.
to it's going to be a ratings disaster. So you best believe those refs and where's the place? It's in Jersey or New York where the center,
Secaucus, New
the
Jersey. Yeah.
caucus. Yeah, it's the caucus is gonna be on that phone. All no, do it now. Do it now. Do it now. That's no, no, no. That's enough. It's enough. Don't overturn that. No, no, no. We need Boston. We need Boston. Go over there and help their coach. He
it's
sucks.
kind
He
of
doesn't know
like
what's going on.
it's kind of like 2 years ago when you had Milwaukee and Phoenix in the finals.
Disaster. Disaster. So that's now they're up against a good Boston team, a crazy rabid home crowd, and the referees.
Yeah, and
So it's not looking good.
this
Honestly, I know they're gonna fight. They will fight.
mhm.
That's what they always will. They will never quit. And that's one thing I love about this team, and I know they're gonna fight tonight. Is it gonna be enough? Unfortunately, I just don't think so. And this is going to be the second fucking team to blow an 0-3 lead for me.
This is back to back. Now, if Boston, on the other hand, wins, this will be back to back appearances in the NBA Finals.
Back-to-back losses too.
That's true because that Denver team is scary, man.
Yeah, I mean, if Boston makes it, I think I say Denver in five. If Miami makes it, I say Denver in six. I give Miami that extra win because of coaching.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
No, I think no, that's an accurate assumption. But as for the Lakers series, man, I'm not gonna sit here and say that we could have done this better or they could have done that better. No, we were just outplayed at every point. I mean, we kept it as close as we possibly could, but we in the end we just couldn't pull it off.
It's just a better team. They Jokic is having a crazy year. I mean, this team has been good for how long, and they just never had Jamal Murray.
Yeah,
He's always hurt, always hurt. So it's always Jokic by himself. And now they have a crazy bench.
yeah,
They have a deep team. They're just playing lights out. So this is what they had in mind when they started this process, having a team this dominant. But like I said, the injuries and everything, they would always have that injury bug would hit always, like
before.
right before the playoffs, during the playoffs. Didn't it happen? It happened in the bubble when they were having
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
crazy series with the
Jamal Murray.
Jazz. Yeah, the Jazz and Nuggets, that crazy series where it was like Murray and Mitchell scoring like 50 points every night.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so now that they're healthy, they look like a force, and I don't think, yeah, we're tonight's game determines who's going to lose to Denver.
So you have Denver winning their first winning their winning their first
First
franchise.
title.
Yeah.
It'll be their first title. Yep. Their first title. And yeah, I definitely have them doing that. It's just they're a really good team. Now you have the rest or rust debate. Um, they weren't really too injured, so
Yeah, I know. I think
you know.
that's just gonna give them first legs.
Yeah, and that's what's going to be scary because these, especially Miami. Miami is banged up from top to bottom. We didn't even have Hero this entire playoff run.
Yeah,
So
so
it's been a
if
depleted team, and it's like, oh, you mean you can't win a game because you don't have Gabe Vincent? No, because then we have to start Kyle Lowry's old ass, who doesn't know what he's fucking doing anymore. It's like he forgot how to play the game of basketball. And you
I
saw
tell
how
you
that went.
that I tell you that 2019 ring where he won with Kawhi Leonard got to his head, man.
Yeah, but no, but he played well that year.
That's true. Yeah.
But I just think all the injuries and everything, he's getting older. He's a shell of himself, and when he comes off the bench and he's with that second unit, that's where he belongs, and that's the role we need him in because he brings that energy, he brings the defense, he brings the experience for the second team, and they've been doing really well in the playoffs. It's just when you have to shift him to starter. I think Spo waited way too long to get Kevin Love off that floor. He is he got played off the floor by Boston.
Oh
So
man.
he hasn't played, I think, the last two games.
Jesus Christ.
And if he does go in, it's maybe just a few minutes just to kind of give Bam some rest. They've been putting Zeller in more than Love. So yeah, it's just he can't keep up with the defense, the switches, everything. It's just too much. So they have a long path, a long game ahead of them. It's going to be very difficult. I just I'm already prepared. I'm so heartbroken from that fucking bullshit on set. Like I don't think I can get any more heartbroken.
Oh
Because
yeah,
it's
that last
it's
second.
almost like, yeah, I almost, when that went in and that counted, I accepted it. Like Boston has just come back from fluoro.
I
Uh,
just
so
yeah,
I've already been kind of mourning.
I actually got a chance to see that, and I was like, wow, they counted that.
It was in. It was in before. Um, it was in before. It's just,
I
they talk
mean,
about the time thing. I'm just like, ugh, they changed the time from 2.1 to it was like 2.1 or 2.4 to 3 seconds.
yeah,
But they explained what it was for, so it makes sense. It's just you had all you had to do is box out and you're in the finals.
yeah. A loss is a loss, but to lose like that, that's just heartbreaking.
They wouldn't have been there if they, Bam Adebayo. I don't even want to look up these stats because when I tell you, now you're gonna see why I'm so pissed off at him. And this is not, the first time that he does it. It's like when he disappears very bad. Like, I mean,
That's terrible.
and it's not like he just doesn't show up. It's he affects the game negatively. Um, so it's like it's almost better that he gets benched. Okay, Bam Adebayo. Wow, double double. Great job. At 11 points, 13 rebounds, 5 assists. It sounds incredible, right?
That's not enough.
Let's see. Field goal percentage, 25%.
Uh,
He was 4 for 16,
Come
75%
on,
from free
bro.
throws. Yeah, dude. It's just it was a brick contest, and a lot of his shots were just leading to breaks
Call me old
and
school,
fast
but
breaks.
man,
It's
call
just
me
it was
old
bad.
school, but man, keep your fucking center in the middle. Have him just eat
No,
up the
no, 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 no,
glass.
no, 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 no. No, that's the problem. He's not a post up guy. He's not that center. He's not that type. No,
Oh,
that's
so he's one of those new centers where he tries to stretch the floor and
no, no, no. He's not that either. He's
so
not that
what?
either. But he's just not. He's not the guy that can, you know, back in, post up, and get his shot off. He's got to be either open. He's like a pick and roll guy. Um, he's a decent ball handler. Not lately. But he is. He's shown that. He would bring the ball up the court, the whole court, numerous times, and it's just like, but he's been losing the ball. I don't know. I don't know what's up with him. He's not getting his fucking first name back, that's for sure.
Bam.
He's not getting it back until something happens, until either he shows up or he gets traded. So we'll send his name with him. Goodbye. But yeah,
Oh my
I'm nervous,
goodness.
dude. I'm nervous. I'm not looking forward to this shit. I just have a bad feeling. Um, and it's just honestly, I would give everything. I would give anything. I would give a guaranteed Denver 4-0 sweep and every game they win by 40 points.
For them
As
to
long
just
as
go to
they
the
just beat
finals.
Boston, as long as they beat Boston. That's all I care about. Is I cannot go not even a year. This is this will be a lifetime of fucking bullshit that I have to hear from those fucking McLaughlins and O'Learys and O'Sullivans and come on, man, I can't.
Yeah, you
I'm
better
not.
not fly to Boston anytime soon,
No,
bro,
oh,
because
I'm never going to that city. Get the fuck out of here. I'm like, no way. I'm not doing that anyway. But yeah, I just can't. It's like I still get it from the Yankees, and that's
oh
it's been almost
yeah,
20 fucking years.
yeah.
This is just gonna be a nightmare. So, like I said, I just want to beat Boston. I'm not even focused on finals, nothing. This is my final. This is my game 7 NBA finals tonight. So let's see what happens. Let's see who shows up, who doesn't. Um, the world could, the world could be fucked tonight
Yeah.
with Boston taking over. Those Boston fans. Oh,
No, but I mean, imagine, say hypothetically they do beat you, and then Denver just sweeps them.
it doesn't matter. It's just that 4-0 comeback. That's never been done
Yeah,
before. Yeah, they're never gonna let it go. We don't need a championship. We came back from 4-0. We're the best.
yeah, yeah,
Beat
yeah.
them. But yeah,
Well,
dude.
yeah.
What what you got? You got anything for and any analysis, anything for this game tonight?
Uh
Any opinions? Any have you been really following the series game to
the
game or just
no,
kind of like looking at the score?
no, yeah. After LA got swept, I was kind of down about it. So I'm like, I'm not even really following the Eastern Conference Finals. But yeah, no, I like you thought it was a given after they went up 3-0. I'm like, man, they got this in the bag. They're gonna play Denver, and then it's just gonna be let's see what kind of finals it is because Jimmy hasn't been back, hasn't been in the finals since the bubble, and it's gonna be a real entertaining finals. But and now you have this happening. Like, maybe you give them 3-1. Okay, maybe they get one game, and it's like, okay, okay, gentlemen sweep, give them that one game, and then but now they're like winning the last two games, and then being on the precipice of doing something that no team has ever done before, ever. And we're talking about the Larry Birds, the Michael Jordans, the Kobe's, the Shaqs. None of those guys have ever done that before, and now
Well, they're also not down 0-3 ever. Those
that's true.
guys. So let's not give Tatum and Brown all this fucking credit, okay?
No, no, I'm not. Hey, listen, I'm not a Celtics fan by any stretch of the imagination. If anybody should hate the fucking Celtics, it's me. But like, yeah, I do a lot of respect for them playing the way that they are and staying in the series and making it interesting.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. It's just Miami shooting themselves in the foot. It's um not showing up to play. It's like they went up 3-0 and then they just took their foot off the gas. And they should have won the last game. The last game, it's not the tipping, none of that. That game should have been a fucking blowout. The way Boston was shooting, it if either Jimmy or Bam showed up, one of those guys, it would have been a 10-point Miami win. We're done. We're in the finals. One of those
Uh,
guys had to show up. That's it. One.
I just want to know. I just want to know if the Miami Heat themselves are going to blame it on the weather in Miami
Nah, they
if
won't do
they
that.
lose
We're not.
this.
We're not fucking ESPN's dumbass. Fucking
Yeah.
retards.
Oh my God! Yeah, let's talk a little bit about that because that was another minor storyline in this finals. For those of you who don't know what we're talking about, after
That was
during
with the series. That was with the Knicks series.
yeah, during the Miami Heat and New York Knicks series, the what do you call it? Some ESPN. What is it? What show is that? It's
It
not.
was
What is
Get Up. Mike Greenberg's dumbass.
yeah, Mike Greenberg and the crew at ESPN Get Up, which I don't watch. So I'm like, they said something about the Knicks weren't playing well because of the weather in Miami, and that was affecting their playing. Okay, number one, that's probably one of the dumbest statements in the history of civilization because number one, you're fucking inside. You're playing inside. You're not playing on a playground. It's not like you're in the heat. Oh yeah, and also the nightlife out there. Don't fucking go out. Like after the game, just go back to the hotel and just fucking rest up and think what you're gonna do the next game. Don't fucking go out. I understand it's Miami. You got hot women and you got great beaches and great nightlife over there. But like, what the fuck? Like blaming your lack of team shooting, your lack of team showing up, I should say, on the Miami Heat weather and the geography and whatever fucking else you want to blame it on. That's just ludicrous.
Well, let's just make sure that it's not the Knicks making these excuses. This was ESPN, and I think Greenberg is a Knicks fan, so it's the fans. It was ESPN. The Knicks did not make this excuse. Uh, the Knicks play. They did what they had to do. It was their first time back. They look like they can build off this, and good for them. So, but it's not them making this excuse. It's the fans and ESPN. Let's make that clear. So people aren't saying,
I
oh,
just yeah, and what's that guy that you don't like, Brian, whatever his name is, right?
oh, Windhorse.
Yeah.
It's not that I don't like him. He's just fucking weirdo.
Oh no, and also you've chewed out Ramona Shelburne on the show time or two, but that's not
Yeah,
a
yeah. I mean, it's just they're just the whole thing is ESPN in general. I mean, if it's not Lakers, Boston, like these teams from like that were relevant like 50 years ago, it's like these franchises like they don't want anything to do with it. They don't want anything to do with a normal player. They don't want anything to do with a Jimmy Butler. They don't want to if it's not Kevin Durant, LeBron James, we don't want it. Um, it's crazy. If you turn on ESPN right now, go on Sports Center, I guarantee you it's about the Lakers.
pretty much. And what's LeBron gonna do next season?
Exactly. Exactly. And it's like we still have fucking games to
You
play.
have a game to play, and people are still in the
We have
finals,
an
man.
incredible game to play tonight. You have an NBA final still. I'm just like, you have the Stanley Cup. What what's going on here? What are you guys doing?
I don't know.
But it is what it is. ESPN sucks. It's garbage. I don't really. I can't even tell you the last time I like tuned into anything for ESPN. I always hear about these things, and then I have to go back and watch and be like,
Yeah,
oh, because I don't
yeah.
believe I'm like, there's no way this is bullshit. There's no way anybody would say this
Especially that
on
last statement
TV.
that we, yeah,
No,
especially that
no.
last statement that we just went over. Like,
Yeah, and I have to
what?
go back and I'm like, wow, he fucking really said that, and he really tried to, and he kept going and talking like really trying to justify it, like he was believing his own bullshit. I'm like, oh man, but it is what it is. This the
Oh,
media, like I said, it comes down to money. It comes down to money. It comes down to ratings. Uh, you want the big names, the big players, the big teams, the big markets. You never want two small market teams in a final. It doesn't do well for your league. It doesn't do well for the ratings. I think it does great for the league, in my opinion, not because it's Miami, but I think having more parity instead of having the
yeah.
same fucking teams win it all the time, like
No, yeah,
it's
yeah,
annoying.
exactly. You know what? This. No matter how you look at it, it's no matter how you're looking at it, and especially if it's Miami and Denver in the finals, that's refreshing because you've never seen that before.
Yeah, yeah, and it's just like I like having new teams, and I like having being able to watch like a playoffs and say, okay, 7 and 8 seeds don't automatically get eliminated. You know
Right.
what I mean? It's like back in the day, you look at AC automatic gone. It's like you almost have a bye if you're a 1 or 2 seed.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, hopefully those days are gone and the leagues are getting deeper, 1 through 8, um, getting deeper that way, and this way we have competition all the way. You
Yeah.
can't say that the better team didn't win because it's not a 1 game sample.
Exactly.
It's a best of 7. So the better team at that moment is going to win the series. Um, but yeah, I think it's gonna be a nail biter, and I don't give a fuck about the media. I'm scared of it. I'm gonna probably not be watching TV or listening to anything for the next few months, maybe even years, if it happen if Boston wins tonight. But yeah, I just don't want to hear it, dude. That's what I'm more afraid of is just having to fucking deal with it. And every time I turn on the TV, seeing something about it, or turn on the radio, hear about it, have people walking around with their fucking Celtics jerseys that they haven't worn all fucking. I haven't seen it all year, and it's like the second they beat Miami, everybody in Florida's got their Celtics jerseys
I
out.
was
I'm like,
just gonna ask that. Like,
no.
how's the climate down there? I know you have there's a lot of Miami fans, but I know there's a lot of fans of other teams too that live down there. And is Boston like a prominent fixture even in Miami?
This is just everybody. Florida's not really. You can't really see like who roots for who. If with Florida, most of the time it's like you go to a home game for that team. It's like a big crowd for New York.
Okay, okay.
So like say like Heat Knicks, half and half. It would be like a half and half in the
Yeah.
stadium. Like, with Tampa and the Rays, the Marlins, all that. When the Mets, Yankees, the Red Sox all come down, they're packed. They're like sold out. Um, and they're not sold out when that's not happening.
That's very true.
Yeah, I would say, like when the Bucks played like the Jets or the Bucks or the Dolphins, play like the Jets or Giants or stuff like that, those stadiums are packed with those fans too. So it's a lot of like New York. I would say like a lot of New York influence, like North influence. So I
Okay,
would say like
okay.
the New Yorks, the Bostons, you know, whatever it is. I think more people from New York come to Florida than Boston, I would say. I think.
Yeah, no, no, no. I
Um,
think that's an accurate statement.
because those people love their fucking shitty city and they don't.
Yeah,
But yeah, I would think that's kind of the thing. Miami is not really known for the fandom of the sports teams. They're very fair weather, and they like to jump jump on when the going's good. Especially with the Florida Panthers, another 8 seed in South Florida, making it to the finals. So hopefully the Heat can replicate that. I think that would be a historical thing. One market, one one market sending two 8 seeds to the finals.
is it? Yeah, has that ever been done before? We gotta look into
No,
that.
no way. Uh, no 8 seed. No, having a market have maybe one 8 seed and then and the other team in the finals.
Okay.
Yeah, but not an 8 seed in an 8 seed because it's crazy. The Panthers actually beat Boston in the first round, and that was great. And Boston was the best NHL, like in the regular season, they were the best team history, the
Yeah,
history of
yeah, I
NHL.
don't follow any NHL this
Yeah,
year.
but that's they were the best team in the history of NHL. They were like unstoppable.
Wow.
And they got crushed. They got crushed first round against the Panthers, and now I'm just hoping tonight we can just seal the deal, fucking close that goddamn coffin. Let's go! Come on, let's go Heat.
We need you, they need you to get in there and give them the pregame speech.
Yeah. Oh man, I would I would fire them the fuck up, but yeah, I would be like, bam, you stay in the locker room. Don't fucking come out.
You're not a part of
Yeah,
this.
yeah. But yeah, man, that time is coming here, and
What are
I know
we
you've
waiting?
been waiting very, very, very
Oh,
patiently.
yeah, speaking of getting buried, there's gonna be some people getting buried in the next segment, so stick around. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you didn't think we were gonna come back and record a show without doing the rant of the week, right? So, with that being said, it is now time for the soon-to-be award-winning rant of the week. And contrary to our past shows, if you've been watching all our episodes in the past, Dave usually starts it out, but this week I think I'm gonna take the reins. So, we've been teasing it all show, and here it is. Finally, now here it goes, man. Let me just say this: fuck Dylan Brooks. All right, because like okay, so this whole thing with the Lakers and the Memphis Grizzlies in the first round, like I even said to myself, like after the first round, I'm like, okay, we did the play-in tournament and we got past Minnesota, and what do you call it, and we got to play Memphis in the first round, and instead of just making it about sportsmanship and hey, let's have a good series. No, Dylan Brooks you gotta come out your motherfucking mouth talking about, yeah, we're better than the Lakers. We're fine in the West. And I know John Moran said that, but that's this whole thing. And then you also got, oh, I don't respect anybody that doesn't give me 40. LeBron is old. You know what? He gave you 40, all right. Take a fucking 40-point loss. Take a 40-point loss in one of the games, and also giving you 20 points and 20 rebounds. So there's another 40 right there. So and you know what do you call it? Dwight Howard actually made a statement about you coming to play in Taiwan. You might want to answer that call, homeboy, because what do you call it? Memphis ain't bringing you back. I don't think anybody else is gonna anybody else is gonna hire you to play on their team. So you might want to answer that call that Dwight Howard is putting out to you. Maybe you'll do well over there. Fuck you, Dylan Brooks.
Well, he might be a Miami Heat member.
Oh yeah, you guys can have him. That means we only gotta see him. That means we only gotta see him twice a year.
Yeah, but see, the only thing I say is that when he comes to Miami, it'll be a different story. He won't be talking that shit like that. Um, I think it's a culture thing. You see the shit that's going on in Memphis with Ja and all that. I think it's just, that's your leader, that's your star. So I think it trickles down. You know what I mean?
I'm not even gonna address the John Moran situation.
Yeah, yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I think it trickles down. I think it's just a culture thing, a culture, you know, an organizational thing. Uh, with that squad, it's just immaturity. They haven't done fucking shit yet. You haven't proven anything. So why are you talking all this shit? I get it. It's like, part of the game, but I think it's also he's delusional. Um, and I get that from what he's asking. He's asking for like 25 million a year. Get the fuck out of here. That's why they didn't cut ties with him for like talking shit and everything. They cut ties because that was his demand. He wants 25 million a
First of
year.
all,
And I'm
hold
like,
on.
dude,
See, I didn't even know that. First of all, where the fuck do you get off demanding anything?
yeah. It was like 22 to 25. That's what he's asking per year.
And
Um,
what's the number of years that he was asking for?
I'm not sure about the years, but that was the target. I don't know if the years were important, but that was the target
Oh
number
my
he was
god!
looking for.
Wait.
And they cut ties with him, and that's why they're like, we're not bringing you back for that money. He's
What?
gonna go
What?
into free agency. He's gonna realize he's not gonna get that money unless a shitty team gives him a
You know
bigger
what?
payday.
You know what? Matter of fact, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you where. Maybe you have a slight chance of being hired, being signed by the Detroit Pistons. Maybe.
Yo,
Yeah, they would give him the money, but if he does,
Lord just saw Alex, right?
Oh, hold on.
Excuse
yeah.
me.
Oh, sir.
You know, you get it. Lord just saw Alex for the first time, right?
Oh man.
Tipo de pato.
Oh, sir, I'm recording right. Oh, ah, yo, yeah, we might have to start that over again.
No worries. Who's that?
Son of a bitch. No, my uncle, man. We might have to start that over again. Fuck. All right. Damn it. All right. Go.
Don't worry about it. Leave it in. Fuck it.
No, man. Wait. No.
Yeah, because I gotta get going soon, dude. I gotta get dinner going.
All right. You know what? I think I can edit that out. I think I can edit that out. Anyway, but no. So you might get hired by the Detroit Pistons. You might.
Yeah, I mean, if the money's right, I wouldn't mind seeing him, with Miami. It's got to be right though. I mean, maybe like 12 million a year, but that's not gonna happen. We'll see. We'll see what happens with that bum. But anyways, speaking of bums, Mr. Adebayo, number 13. What is going on with you, my man? Um, I know we addressed it earlier. You're a max player. You're not an intangible player. You're a max superstar. It's time you start acting it. Jimmy Butler is what, 35, 36? I think he's 36. I think he just turned 36. And you see the effort that he gives. It's insane. I mean,
Yeah.
he up until just recently, where he's had a couple bad games, he was having a historical playoff. Last year he had a historical playoff. So he's showing up. 95% of the time he shows up. And Bam is not making it easier for him with some of his play. He has a great game one game, and then he just has a shitter the next. Without him tonight, they're done. And those two will be remembered for the most epic collapse in NBA history. And that's just something, like the whole aura around like the Miami Heat organization is like, the work ethic, that Heat culture, don't quit, this and that. I think it takes a huge hit, um, being up 3-0 and then losing this series, regardless of the talent disparity, because Boston's a way better team than Miami. If you look at the talent wise, it is a way better team. So yeah, Boston should win the series, but you can't win the first 3 games. You cannot win the first 3 games and then lose 4 and then chalk it up to, the other team's better. It's,
No,
one game.
that doesn't happen.
And I really thought game 6, I wasn't worried about it. I was nervous, but I was like, they got it in game 6. They'll be back at home. They'll be ready to go. The crowd will be hot, and Jimmy and Bam will show up to play, and both of them did not. Jimmy had a pretty incredible last 2 minutes, but why do we have to wait for the last 2 minutes every fucking time? Let's just end the game when we can. Why can't the game be over in the second quarter? I don't care. I don't mind going to bed early.
Yeah.
Why can't we just it feels like they just love doing everything the most difficult way possible. It's just nothing can ever be simple.
Right.
It's always I feel like every time I watch this team, and that's why this team, gives me anxiety, stress. Like it's not good for my health, this team. But they always just, they never can just, win a game by 10. Let's move on. They're just always these nail biters. They're always down by 20. They're always down by 15. And I can't turn off the fucking TV because they fucking always come back. So it's just like I got to sit through that bullshit, hoping they did it last night. They could do it again tonight. Oh, they did it again and fell short. Oh, they could stop going down 20. Like I'm done. These double-digit deficits. Like, how about go out to a lead for once and just manage that? Like, I would love to see that, and that's what I'm hoping for tonight. But this guy Idris Adebayo, I'm gonna use your government name, motherfucker, because you ain't no Bam. You ain't no Bam. When I hear Bam, I picture somebody at the rim just like Bam, it's dunking on motherfuckers. Nope, not this guy. He's frail. Idris Adebayo. Better show up tonight, buddy, or you need to be shipped out of Miami.
Oh my goodness. Oh man. Yeah, man. With that being said, that is gonna wrap this episode of Shooting the Shit with Dave and Izzy up. I am Izzy.
I'm Dave. Let's go Heat, baby. Come on. Please don't do this to me.
And if the Miami Heat lose tonight, I don't know. This very well might be our last show. I don't know.
Not last show, but I'll definitely need some time. Don't want to put out a show of just me fucking crying and cursing and so yeah. Tonight's do or die for this team and for Heat culture. I think everything's on the line tonight. It's do or die. Game 7. I mean, this one's gonna get the highest ratings out of anything for the rest of the for the finals too, including the NBA finals. This will be a high rated game, probably watched by a lot of people. It's going to be crazy. I just really, if they are going to lose, I want them to lose because they just couldn't get it done. I don't want it to be no referee bullshit or anything. That's my biggest fear, is that it's going to be like some referee bullshit, and then that's something that you got to live with, like, the whole all season, and it's just like you blew the call and cost the team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know how the NBA is. The NBA, they cover things up so quick. They're like, oh no, it was the right call.
Yeah, I know.
But that's my biggest fear. So yeah, we'll be back regardless. Just don't know what version of me you'll get.
Oh man. All right. Yeah. So we'll be back next time and we will see you guys and we are out of here.
Peace everyone.